Hey, good afternoon. It's Michelle here from Best Stop Exchange, the appliance shop located in Newport News. We're located at 14862 Warwick Boulevard in Newport News, Virginia, and our phone number is 757-8985-772. We sell a lot of pre-owned, refurbished appliances and brand new scratch and dent appliances. So we just got this Kenmore stainless steel stove in, and it is a pre-owned one that I'm going to go ahead and refurbish. But unfortunately, the previous owners, prior to them bringing it to us, they left it outside and it's got a lot of rust on it. So I got a special project going on. I'm going to take this stove right here and I'm going to use the parts from this stove, which was already parted out some, not 100%. And so I'm going to combine the two parts to make a perfectly good, acceptable, good quality stove. So I'll show you what the issues are. On this one right here, I had one of the scrappers come by and he sold the stove to me for parts. As you can see, the glass top is cracked and somebody already took the control board out and the infinite switch is out. No big deal. These are essentially the two same models, minus the control panel. This one's an all black control panel. So I'm going to take the control panel from this one and use this control panel because it's stainless steel, and I got the stainless steel door right here and the drawer, and I got this from the scrapper. When I got the other one over here from the scrapper that's got the cracked glass top, it was missing the door and the drawer. So I'm going to test this one out right here. Make sure that the control panel and the infinite switches are good. I'm going to take the glass top from this one, which is in perfectly good condition. Just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And I'm going to install it on this stove, and I'm going to take the door and the drawer and swap it out to this stove right here. And the reason why I'm going to get this one ready to go versus this one that's fully intact is whoever owned this prior to it ending up here at our shop, they storaged it outside, so it's got a lot of rust on it. So if you go around to the back over here, I've already taken the back panel off, and you can see that there's a lot of oxidation on the back here, and the power block right here is rusted pretty bad. Also, you can see the rails down here. It's rusted really bad. So I do not want to rehab this one, and I cannot rehab it and sell it to another customer in good conscience. I can't do that. My conscience won't allow me to do that. So good thing is I have its twin right over here. This one, as you can see, it's pretty clean, and there's no rust on the rungs here. So this one's looking pretty good. Plus it's already clean on the inside, so I won't have to take that outside and spray it with oven cleaner, versus this one I will have to take outside and spray with oven cleaner, which takes time. You gotta let it set overnight. So that means I'd have to come in tomorrow, which is a Sunday, and I don't feel like coming in on a Sunday. I like to take Sundays to rest. So between the two, I am going to piece a stove together, and it's going to be a perfectly good, beautifully working stove. I'm really happy about this. I like these projects. They're fun for me. So, all right. I will follow up with everyone once I've put the two stoves together to show you the final product. So I'm real excited about it. All right, take care. Okay, good evening. So we are finally complete with the rehab of the Kenmore stainless steel stove. I was successfully able to transfer over the parts that I needed for the stove that was in much better condition and had the stainless steel control panel. So this is the completed product. So I transferred over the glass top because the one that was original to this was cracked. So I transferred over the glass top, got the new glass top on there, not cracked, working great. And I installed the control panel and all of the infinite switches. Successful with that. And we transferred over the door. Now when we transferred over the door, the hinges were a little bit different than the original door to this, so we had to transfer over the part that the hinges insert into. So we took it off of here and then we transferred it over to there, so that way the hinges to the door would fit in properly. So I am testing out the oven to make sure that it preheats properly. It preheated up to 350. Now I'm just letting it run for a while to make sure it doesn't overheat, to make sure that we don't have a temperature sensor issue with the oven. And so actually the original control panel and infinite switches and the wire harness was slightly different than the one that I took off of the black and stainless steel. And what was different with the control panel was the element on indicator light and the hot surface indicator light. So I'll show you the difference. On the black and stainless steel control panel, it's got the element on indicator light, and then for each individual burner it's got the indicator light to show that it's still hot, that the surface is still hot. So I didn't realize that initially, so I had to enlist the help of my husband Keith to help me rewire the wire harness, and I'll show you what he did. It was really genius what he did. So coming around to the back here, and we have to be very careful not to touch anything because it is plugged in, because I am testing everything out right now. So we connected the light right here, and that is the light for the element on, so that's connected. And then we connected the light for the hot surface. And then what we had to do for all the extra light switches, the indicator lights, we had to remove them, and we had to combine all of the hot wires and all of the neutral wires. So he did that with a wire nut. Once everything tests out properly, I am going to secure these with, I really shouldn't even be touching this, with some electrical tape. We're going to secure those a little bit better with some electrical tape so that everything fits in there nice and tight and right. But you can see here, we got everything hooked up, and I'll come around to the front to show you that all of the eyes work, all of the elements work. So we're going to go ahead and turn them on. I'm going to turn on the dual element first, and I'm going to turn on the right rear small element, and I'm going to turn on the left front large element and the left rear small element. And see that all of those burners we're gonna get nice and red hot pretty quick. And make sure that I wired everything properly. I turn the small element on for the dual burner. Good. And then we're going to turn it down to medium. And we're going to turn these down to medium. Turn it down to medium. Turn it down to medium. So this was not a small task. This was a huge task. It was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It was quite a undertaking, but we finished it. In between taking care of customers and answering the phones, I was able to get this complete. It's now like 9 o'clock at night, and so altogether, man hours, I would say this probably took about 2 to 3 man hours to transfer everything over. Yep. So these burners are good. I'm going to go ahead and turn them off. And so far, the oven has been going at 350 degrees. I haven't got a F1 error code F1 with Kenmore / frigid air electric ranges, means that there's an oven temperature sensor issue. So far it's been working great. So I'm going to turn the oven off. I'm going to turn the bake off. Clear. And now we're going to test out the broil. There we go. And test the broil out. Oh, and the oven light is working good. Wired that properly. Off. On. And it should work with the door switch. So I'm going to turn it off, and then when I open it, the door switch should recognize that I opened the oven door and turn the light on, which it is doing. So that is wired properly as well. So I hooked the wire harness up just right. Now we're testing out the broil. All right, broil's working. It's getting nice and red hot. So I'm going to reassemble everything. I'm going to turn this off, let it cool down, get everything properly reassembled. And I'm going to call this a success. So, just to tell you about the financials behind this, I bought this stove right here, which was missing the control panel, the infinite switches, the maintenance people from the apartment complex that this came from, they had cut the wire harness, and the glass top was cracked. I bought it for 15 bucks from one of our local scrappers. And the one that was complete but all rusted out, I had got that from another local scrapper, and I paid $35 for it. So 35 plus 15 altogether, $50 for these two stoves to make one whole complete good condition, good quality stove that I am going to sell for $400. So this is how you turn $50 into 400 bucks. Good deal. All right, very satisfied with this. I feel accomplished. And y'all take care. Have a good evening, and until next time.